Hello and welcome to our Bath Carnival video tutorial. My name's Ebony and today we're going to be learning how to make a little Union Island gecko. So, Union Island gecko is usually about the size of a grain of rice. However, it'd be very difficult to make a puppet that size. So we're going to make him slightly bigger today. And we're going to be using the pack that you should have, which has the upper jaw, the tail, the lower jaw, the body, and his 4 arms. So we're going to start off by drawing out some of these patterns that you can see on his body. So these are made up of 3 rings, starting with a circle in the middle and then 2 rings surrounding it. So you're going to get your body and your upper jaw, that looks like this, and we're going to use the white side to paint onto. So you have an option when you're decorating this. You can use paint like I'm going to be using today, either with finger painting or by using dots, or you can use bingo daubers, stickers, or anything else that you want to use in its place. We're going to stick to the traditional colouring of the green with the blue, red and black or dark blue rings. But if you decide to do some different colours, that's fine too. So, I have started by giving some examples of how you can do these rings. So on here, this is the upper jaw, and you'll see where I've started to do the pattern that goes around his eye. So when connected, this bit will come together. You will see that that is where the eye will sit. So now we're going to do the other side. So you can start with a point over here, bring it all the way to the corner, then make a triangle to the other side. Then roughly you're going to find where they would connect and draw a straight line over. And again, roughly where these would connect and draw a line coming a bit closer together at the end. And then like on this side, we're going to do a little bit of a triangle that will work its way around where the eye will sit. Just like that. And then you will create similar ring patterns along the sides of his body. And I'm just going to finish off by putting some rings across the bum. So roughly that. You can use pencil when drawing yours, just in case you decide that you don't actually like the ones you've done. You can always rub them out and try again. But we're gonna paint or sticker or daub over these, so it doesn't matter about it being too precise. So let's begin with putting on some color. So today we're gonna start off with creating little dots using our paint. So I'm gonna use this side of our body to do that. So I'm using a little chopstick to do this today, but you could use the end of a paintbrush, maybe a pencil, anything like that. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of the green. So I'm gonna dab it into the green paint. And I'm just gonna start pressing little dots onto the body like that. And then just work your way around the pattern, filling in the area. And then just to show you what that's going to look like with the other colors, I'm going to use a little bit of my blue, dab that onto the outer ring, like that. Preferably wash this off in between, but I'm not worried about it being too precise today. So I'm going to go straight back in onto my red and dab onto the inner ring. And then finally, if you want to stick to the original colors, you're going to be using either dark blue or black for that inner circle. So get a nice little bit of that on your stick and fill that in. So it should look something like that. And once you fill all of that in, it's going to look something similar to what we've got on the rings on our puppet. The other option we're going to try out today, if you prefer to get a little bit messy, then we're going to do some finger painting. So I'm going to start this time with the dark colour. I'm gonna take my index finger for this one. I'm gonna get a little bit of my dark blue. I'm just gonna dab it right in the middle of that dot, and that's gonna cover basically the whole dot, unless you've got much smaller fingers than I do, in which case you might want a few dots. Then I'm gonna take a different finger, and I'm gonna use that for the red. And I'm gonna fill in that next ring, something like that. Take my next finger, and use my light blue for the outer ring. And then I'll use my pinky just to do the green around it. So it should look something like that. As you can tell, it gives slightly different effects. So if you want the really neat, smaller dots, then use a chopstick, paintbrush, or pencil. But if you want something a little bit more abstract, a little bit more fun to do, then you might want to do some finger painting instead. And you're going to work all the way across the body, across the head, working on the pattern that we've created as well. So with that, you'll be using, again, the same circles on the top. I haven't actually drawn the rings on, so let's add those rings on now as well. So you've got the dot in the middle of the head. Gonna add on a red ring around that. And then it's a bit more of an ellipse. What is it? The eye shape. It is ellipsis, okay. And then you're gonna add an ellipsis shape around those rings. So that will be your blue, red, and black or dark blue. And then you'll work across the whole body, all of the legs, just green, and then you can work in some of your blues and reds onto the tail as well, in any pattern you want. And then finally, you're gonna wanna add on your googly eyes, which you'll find in your pack as well, to give them the best expression possible. And then it's all ready to be put together once your paint or anything else has dried. So to see your full costume, along with your amazing Union Island Gecko Puppet, we have Hannah from Bath Carnival here to model it for us. So you've got your incredible puppet that you'll have created. You also have a nice little rock headdress, which is where they usually live, a little leaf collar, and a nice green top underneath.